accurate and current.
Prepare for the sweltering heat with a Rheem AC unit to keep you and your family cool and cozy. Get the recommended BTU for your bedroom or living room and enjoy complete comfort. You can also save some much-needed cash with an inverter unit, which provides superior energy efficiency. When the heat is on, stay cool with an affordable, dependable AC unit from Rheem. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
In the headlines for tonight's news, Belize City claims the life of one man and injures another. UDP caretaker Edward Broster offering reduced price in gasoline for voters registered in Belize Rural Central. Belize activates early support for farmers ahead of drought risk, and NTUCB hosts a Labor Day march and rally in Belize City. These stories and more coming up next on Plus News. Stay tuned.
This newscast is brought to you through the courtesy of Builders Hardware, your home improvement warehouse.
Some hands do more than carry. They prepare, they fix, they comfort. They keep a home moving in ways few people notice. And even when the day is done, they are still thinking of home. For the months of May and June, we celebrate the hands that hold the home together, offering you 25% off on tiles, lights, fans, ACs, gardening supplies, and more, both in-store and online. Thank you, moms and dads, from Builders Hardware.
Good night and welcome to Plus News for Tuesday, May 5th, 2026. I am Julian Cruz. A mid-afternoon shooting in Belize City has left one man dead and another injured following what authorities believe was a targeted attack. Initial reports indicate that Hubert Baptist and Eric Frazier came under gunfire shortly after 3 p.m. in the vicinity of the Hallover Bridge. Both men were rushed to the Carl Houston Memorial Hospital, where Baptist was pronounced dead. Frazier's condition has not been officially confirmed. Eyewitness accounts suggest that the incident may be linked to a high-speed pursuit along the northern highway near mile 4. According to reports, a mid-sized SUV was seen chasing a car when the occupants of the SUV pulled alongside their target. A gunman reportedly leaned out of the passenger's side and opened fire using what appeared to be a 9mm pistol. Witnesses reported hearing more than a dozen shots before the targeted vehicle lost control, veered off the roadway, and overturned. The condition of the individuals inside that vehicle remains unconfirmed at this time. Unverified reports have identified the victims as individuals associated with gang activity in the Lake Independence area. Police have not yet issued an official statement, but investigations into the shooting are ongoing. If you are a registered voter in the Belize Rural Central constituency, you qualify for discounted fuel courtesy of UDP caretaker Edward Broster. Today, Broster announced that on Friday, May 8th, starting at 8 o'clock, fuel will be discounted by $2 per gallon, up to 10 gallons per person, while supplies last at the Northern gas station in Ladyville. According to Broster, the discounted fuel is open to all constituents of Belize Rural Central, regardless of their political affiliation.
For a time now, I've been feeling the pinch when it comes to the increased cost of fuel in Belize. And my constituents have been complaining a lot to me as well about the high cost of fuel. And that is not just only fuel, it's goods and services. So we had to brainstorm to come up with a strategy to try and do a little relief, but also send a message to the government. When this Prime Minister was in opposition, he was boasting that the powers that be are attorneys, they're not businessmen, and they can reduce the fuel price by so much and so forth. And now that he's in government, he refuses to reduce the fuel price. Instead, he kept increasing the fuel prices before the war. So he can't use the war as a pretext to say that he's increasing the fuel prices because of the war. Well, we're going to reduce the fuel price by $2 per gallon, 8 o'clock Friday morning for the residents of the Belize Rural Central. They will come, produce their ID that they're registered in Belize Rural Central, and they'll be able to fill up to a maximum of 10 gallons of fuel at a reduced price of $2 per gallon at Northern Gas Station in Ladyville.
And that's in partnership with the gas station? Or
no, that's just us. We're just choosing that gas station because it's more open and more easy for us to operate. Once you register in Belize Rural Central, you'll get it because red. It's not only red feeling the pinch. It's not only blue feeling the pinch. It's Belizeans feeling the pinch. And if this Prime Minister have any love for Belizeans, he will reduce the price of fuel.
Brosser says that the promotion will proceed until the money runs out. A 44-year-old man charged with assaulting 2 police officers is alleging police brutality following an incident at a Belize City nightclub over the weekend. Jermaine Horse Garnett appeared before Senior Magistrate Manon Dennison on Tuesday, May 5th, where he was arraigned on 2 counts of aggravated assault against Police Constable Paul Faber and Woman Police Constable Brittany Ferguson. The charges stem from an altercation at Shisha's nightclub on Saturday, May 2. Garnett pleaded not guilty. The court granted bail in the sum of $4,000 with 1 surety of the same amount, which he was able to meet. Garnett, who appeared in court with visible injuries, later told reporters that the incident escalated after he was asked to leave the establishment. He claims he complied but was pushed by officers outside the club, leading to a fall that resulted in facial injuries. Garnett alleges that he reacted by striking an officer's hand after feeling provoked. He maintains that he was not resisting arrest and believes excessive force was used against him.
The police never actually come to put me out of the club because I smoke cigarette and thing, and then cigarette smoking at the place, you know, like nothing is normal. But that was something when I always target people, just believe that. Well, I don't know if it's business people, I tell them that you don't smoke or what, but tobacco smoking in a place don't like to smoke marijuana, nothing like that. And then they come, then they sugar about to them simple as eating, then they touch you, they sugar about and thing, and then we a certain kind of people like when they're in a certain kind of small influence of alcohol and thing, and be on these smaller channels because we don't want people touch you up, we don't really want people like push you about and certain things. So we always got a hard task to deal with the police, meaning that they don't want to push you about and turn you about and we the big people, we don't know, like just the reason of the suit make me always to the advantage, meaning that they don't really put their hands on you in a sense of way, because if they say they put me out of club, actually put me outside as they put me out. And I don't escort myself out and forcing nothing happen. Why choose faith? Shove me from behind and shove me about the place because you don't want me out quicker than you don't think it or quicker than I do it. I don't fight to go out. I go out with my free will.
Garnett indicated his intention to file a formal complaint with the police department's professional standards branch and has called for surveillance footage from the nightclub to be reviewed as part of the investigation. Police have not yet issued an official response to those allegations. A billboard located at the entrance of Belmopan has ignited public discussion after concerns were raised by church leaders and members of the business community over its content. The advertisement, which features Trinidadian artist Nyla Blackman holding an alcoholic beverage, has drawn criticism for what some describe as a partially nude and suggestive image positioned at a highly visible location within the capital. Among those voicing concern is Pastor Adam Klausing, who initiated the discussion in a widely circulated social media post. In his statement, Klausing questioned the appropriateness of the billboard's placement of the city's main entrance, particularly near its only stoplight, where thousands of commuters pass daily. Clausing argued that such imagery sends a negative message, especially to young people, and called for higher standards in public advertising. He emphasized that the issue extends beyond censorship, framing it instead as a matter of community values and the type of messaging being normalized in public spaces. The post has since sparked a broader conversation online, with residents expressing mixed views. Joining the discussion is Church Senator Louis Wade, who is also calling for the billboard to be removed.
It's an issue of public morality, which is a constitutional factor that allows political leaders to get involved. There's clearly an outcry. Over 1,500 people, I think, have participated in the discussion, and over 250 people, I think, have shared it. The original post was made by a Belizean missionary working here, and I am sure that several of the pastoral leaders have spoken to the mayor of Belmopan, because these billboards are not on private spaces, they're in public spaces. And so even if it was on a private space, it is in the public domain. This is the sexualization of women. And this very specific company has heavily advertised alcohol to women, uses marijuana paraphernalia in its packaging, and also is now using women in highly sexualized manner. Belize have problems. We have problems with sexual assaults. We have problems in this country with sexual abuse and domestic abuse. We have problem with alcohol abuse. So this is literally taking advantage of the weakness within the population in a very undignified manner. And I want to join my voice along with thousands of other Belizeans in Belmopan and around the country that say that this billboard needs to be removed because it violates the sensibilities of respectable Belizeans.
I think one of the main criticisms that I saw online from persons would be Belmopan have bigger issues than a billboard. Why the outcry for the billboard and not these other issues such as homelessness and
that is a normal response from people who clearly don't know what is happening in Belmopan, because Belmopan residents are very active as it relates to issues in Belmopan. I sit here running one of the country's only alcohol rehab. So if we can't speak against alcohol, then who can? Because we deal directly with the damage. So whenever I deal with any issue, be it marijuana, whatever it is, there is always a small group of trolls that have nothing positive to contribute to the conversation except to try to shut it down.
Some have echoed Clausing's and Wade's concerns, advocating for content they believe better reflects community standards and promotes positive values. Others, however, have defended the advertisement as a form of commercial expression, arguing that such displays are common in modern advertising. We reached out to the Belmopan City Council for a comment on the matter, but have yet to receive an official response. Church Senator Reverend Louis Wade is throwing his support behind the Ministry of Health and Wellness's push to ban red top. Last week, during an interview with PlusTV, Minister Kevin Bernard announced that the ministry is looking at the possibility of banning red top, a cheap, easily accessible alcoholic beverage. Wade, who is also the pastor of a church that operates a drug and alcohol rehabilitation center, says that red top is one of the most dangerous alcoholic beverages. He says he fully supports its potential ban.
The Ministry of Health statistics, separate from our drug rehab, has brought out official statistics as it relates to the negative effect that alcohol is having on areas such as heart condition, blood pressure issues, hypertension, and other physiological diseases related with alcohol consumption. So we have the statistics before us, and the Ministry of Health is now taking up this issue. I was glad to see the Ministry of Health asking the question, is it time to ban red top? I say yes. And I think I join thousands of Belizeans across the country who have been negatively affected, fathers that are missing, fathers that domestic, that abuse their children, that abuse their spouses. We have had issues where people go into the court and blame it on alcohol. And the cheapest alcohol are alcohol like Red Top that are under $5. I have spoken about this before and was even threatened by the company with lawsuit. But we continue to speak that Red Top needs to be removed from the market, or it needs to be heavily taxed to reduce the accessibility of this alcohol, not only to those who are addicted, but especially to children. The amount of children that can now access $2.50, $3, and are taking alcohol into the classroom is very, very high.
The NTUCB president expects the OSH bill to be passed by the end of May. We'll have that and other stories right after this break.
Some hands do more than carry. They prepare, they fix, they comfort. They keep a home moving in ways few people notice. And even when the day is done, they are still thinking of home. For the months of May and June, we celebrate the hands that hold the home together, offering you 25% off on tiles, lights, fans, ACs, gardening supplies, and more, both in-store and online. Thank you, moms and dads, from Builders Hardware.
Electricity is essential for everyday life, but behind every outlet, a lot is happening to bring you safe, reliable, and sustainable energy. Let's start at the beginning. Independent power producers across Belize generate electricity using a mix of renewable and non-renewable resources. Electricity travels across a network of high-voltage transmission lines capable of transmitting electricity across long distances. Electricity then reaches your nearest substation, where it is adjusted to a lower voltage, making it safe to travel on the distribution lines you see in your community. From there, electricity makes its final journey from the distribution lines to your home, providing you with safe and reliable power when you need it. We continue to serve you.
It was less than 4 years ago that the Belize Fund opened its doors and awarded grants under its first grant cycle. And that grant cycle focused a lot on marine protected areas, ocean conservation, and giving support to those, primarily to our co-managers and well-established entities.
These projects together reflect our shared vision, not only about the Belize Fund, not only about these communities, but of Belize on a whole. And importantly, they reinforce the idea that lasting impact is not achieved in isolation, but it's achieved through collaboration, shared responsibility, and an enduring partnership.
For this grant, we are building a compliance and stewardship circle to be able to engage those stakeholders. It gives an informal platform for those stakeholders to be able to share with us what challenges are they having on the ground, what are they seeing on the ground with respect to fisheries management, to share with TASA what solutions they may have.
The barrier that my business has reached is the ability to produce as much as my customers order, but the space that I've been using for the last decade is the space under my house. I've been personally investing in building a larger facility so I could produce more soap, but it takes forever. So with this project, Belize Fund is helping me finish the entire building. It's an investment in positivity, man. It's an investment in local businesses. Because for me, it's not just my business, because every ingredient comes from a different, smaller business. And so it's all of us together get a boost to increase productivity here in Belize. A rising tide lifts all boats, so all we could come up together.
In May, make Benny's your one-stop shop for appliances. We have Sankey refrigerators, stoves, microwaves, washers and dryers, freezers, smart TVs, and so much more for up to 19% off. Get amazing deals for mom and appliances all May long, and don't forget your B-Bucks whenever you make a purchase to be a part of our Homecation raffle to win $10,000 in December. Benny's, quality and savings.
Convicted rapist Leon Lam has been handed an additional 3-year prison sentence after being found guilty of sexual assault of a minor. The sentence was imposed on Monday by Senior Magistrate Manon Denison following a sentencing indication requested by Lam's attorney Norman Moore. Lam is already serving a 21-year, 1 month, and 26-day sentence for the 2022 crime of a 30-year-old woman. It was a rape, of a 30-year-old woman. The court ordered that the new 3-year sentence run consecutively, meaning it will take effect only after he completes his current prison term. Lam was previously convicted for the September 24, 2022 attack, which occurred inside the victim's home in broad daylight. With the additional sentence, Lam faces an extended period of incarceration as a result of multiple sexual offense convictions. The National Trade Union Congress of Belize has weighed in on the Senate's decision to pause the OSH bill, the OSH bill. The bill seeks to modernize workplace safety, replacing the outdated Factories Act with a comprehensive legal framework for all sectors. It introduces employer-worker responsibilities, whistleblower protections, and mandatory accident reporting enforced through an OSH inspectorate. Last week, during a 2-day Senate hearing, senators voted to pause the passing of the bill. According to President of the NTUCB, Ella Waite, she isn't upset that the Senate opted not to pass the bill, as she knows they're doing their due diligence.
It's a clarification that needs to be done when it comes to our definition, when it comes to domestic workers. So, believe me, anything that can clarify once and for all, for it to be clear in Oslo, that will affect workers, is good for us. So, it has to go back to committee. They have to go back to committee to discuss that definition. Our senator has reached out to me saying, don't worry, there is support from the majority of the Senate on this issue. It's just a clarification that needs to be done. And by the 8th of May, I think that should be finished and they should pass it in the Senate.
The president of the National Trade Union Congress of Belize, the NTUCB, says that the Prime Minister has not been returning her calls. Ella Waite, the president of the NTUCB, says that the Prime Minister agreed to meet with the union's executive quarterly, but he has failed to hold up his end of the bargain. Waite says that despite multiple attempts to try and reach the Prime Minister, he has not answered.
We don't take it lightly when a Prime Minister of a country makes commitments to us. We had asked, is 3 months okay? And he said, yes, we can meet quarterly. And believe me, our General Secretary have written, have texted, called. I have texted, I have called for that meeting, and it has not come to fruition. And I understand there's a lot happening in this country, but the workers of this country, we are very important. And like I said in my speech, imagine if he would meet with us quarterly, there would be less, better harmonious relationship, industrial relationship with us. Meet with us quarterly. That was the commitment. Who was the Prime Minister to that, right?
The Ministry of Agriculture, Food Security and New Growth Industries has activated Belize's anticipatory action mechanism for drought following forecasts of below average rainfall for the upcoming season. The initiative is being implemented in collaboration with the National Met Service and the United Nations World Food Programme, the WFP. Pre-identified farmers in the drought-prone districts of Arinjua, Corozal, and Cayo will receive cash assistance in advance of the expected dry conditions. The support is intended to help farmers invest in water storage, drought-resistant seeds, and irrigation supplies to protect crops and livelihoods. Officials say the approach reflects a shift toward proactive disaster risk management using climate data to reduce the impact of drought before it occurs. Forecasts linked to El Nino conditions expected to develop by July indicate an increased likelihood of drought, particularly in northern and western Belize, where agriculture depends heavily on rainfall. These conditions pose ongoing challenges for smallholder farmers and national food security. The initiative also strengthens the use of climate data for early warning and decision making. No major incidents reported at the Agric Show this year. More on that when Plus News returns.
Some hands do more than carry. They prepare, they fix, they comfort. They keep a home moving in ways few people notice. And even when the day is done, they are still thinking of home. For the months of May and June, we celebrate the hands that hold the home together, offering you 25% off on tiles, lights, fans, ACs, gardening supplies, and more, both in-store and online. Thank you, moms and dads, from Builders Hardware.
Belize wakes up connected to opportunity. And across our country, the work to keep Belize connected continues. SMART continues expanding our network across the country, bringing stronger coverage to more communities. With recent service enhancements in areas at Blue Creek and Progresso, Belize City, Orange Rock, and more on the way. We're bringing education closer to home, empowering entrepreneurs to grow their businesses, supporting industries that drive our economy, and keeping families connected wherever life takes them. With every expansion, we are investing in the infrastructure that moves Belize forward. Because connection isn't just about signal, it's about opportunity, progress, and the future we are building together. SMART, bringing people together.
Here's how to be a part of Benny's Homecation in 3 easy steps. First, download the B-Bucks app and sign up to be eligible. It's fast and easy. Then, shop at any Benny's location or Benny's entity. Remember to choose products from our monthly Homecation jackpot categories to earn entries. Now you can earn B-Bucks with purchases made and be a part of the Benny's Homecation jackpot for a chance to win the $10,000 grand prize in December. Win the ultimate Homecation with Benny's, quality and savings.
She's the queen of keeping it all together. The master multitasker.
Babe, can you iron my clothes?
Yes, right now.
This Mother's Day, give her the gift she really wants. A moment to herself. With next-gen stream bundles, mom can instantly dive into her favorite movies. Binge that show everyone is talking about. Or just unwind. Give her the gift of uninterrupted relaxation. Give your mom the gift she really wants with NextGen.
Thousands of Belizeans flocked to Belmopan over the long holiday weekend to participate in the annual annual National Trade and Agricultural Show. The weekend's festivities kicked off on Thursday with the opening ceremony and lasted until Sunday night. In the past, multiple major incidents would take place at the National Agricultural and Trade Show during the night portion of the event. But in recent years, those incidences are rare. According to ACP Gilberto Romero, it's all thanks to officers on the ground.
We had the agri show over the weekend, and yes, persons were consuming alcoholic beverages, but there were checkpoints and patrols, and also sufficient personnel at the event to prevent any incidents.
Over the weekend, the National Agriculture, I'm still on the agri show. The National Trade Union Congress of Belize held its annual Labor Day rally and march. The rally is typically held in Belmopan, but this time, in hopes of capturing a wider audience, the rally was held in Belize City. President of the NTUCB, Ella Wade, says that she was happy with the turnout.
I think it was a decent turnout. I was expecting more. We always expect more. We do our best to get the message out there. You know, it's Labor Day, it's for workers. Come celebrate with us. We have some real messages to send to our workers on Labor Day, but it is what it is, and I'm happy that we did have a good showing. We have our members here that expect a good afternoon and having fun, so I'm okay with the turnout.
The Cuban Medical Brigade did show up?
Yes, the Medical Brigade showed up. I think many of them showed up in their white as well. We also had the group from the Belize Energy Workers Justice Group, they showed up as well. And we also had Mr. Ortega from the Cane Farmers Association, he showed up.
And that concludes our newscast for tonight. We want to say thank you so much for tuning into Plus News, and be sure to join us right back here again tomorrow evening when we bring you all the latest happenings from around the country. Until then, do have yourselves a lovely evening. We'll see you right back here again tomorrow. God bless you. Be safe.